Happy All Saints Day, everybody.
All the saints.
All the saints. All the sinners as well. You're welcome.
That was for last night.
Yeah.
Today's for all the saints.
Yeah, today. Let's hear it for the boys today.
The boys are back in town. It's all the saints coming back. The big ship, like the Navy.
John, Paul, George, Ringo. That's what the November 1st is, right? That's All Saints Day. Or is that Dia de los Muertos, right?
Also,
I think,
it's the same thing.
It's a day it's like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, it's like
Dia de los Muertos.
Wait a minute. Dia de los Muertos. So it's Dias de los Muertos.
Oh.
Inflation. Right? Even in our holidays.
They need more time to eat their food from the dead.
The ghosts are the real gluttonous ones, stick around a little bit longer. Well, look, we learned a little bit about religion. Look at us.
Yeah, we can go home now.
Listen to us. We know how ghosts work. So when we're talking about gluttonous ghosts, you know you're listening to
L.A. Meekley.
People don't know what that is.
Hanukkah. Creepy Christmas.
That's next month. You can tune into L.A. Meekley right now to hear about malls.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
But that's not what we're here. This is Candy is Dandy.
Candy is
Oh, that
dandy.
one?
The Candy Review
The
podcast.
listenable version of L.A. Meekley. Candy is Dandy.
The one where the eating is on camera. Yeah, camera.
And we make smack noises.
Yeah. And Daniel keeps saying, chew louder.
I'm not just saying chew louder. I'm saying
Yeah.
talk into the. I'm talking to the microphone.
Chew into the mic
Yeah.
and talk out of the mic.
Talk out of mic, yeah. If you're going to say something really smart and witty, just lean back.
Yeah, scoot really far back. If it's funnier than what I have to say, scoot really far back. But this is the Candy Review podcast. Has nothing to do with L.A. Meekley, where each week we pick a different candy. We talk about some candy news. We give the history of the candy. We try the candy. We rate the candy. We play a candy game.
Oh, yeah.
And then
one of us gets married to the candy.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then one of us kills the candy. And one of us, you don't want to know what we do. We shut the mouth of the candy. We shaft the candy.
Ew.
No, that's good. No, that works. The candy today is Shaft.
We, well, not Shaft. Who's the one, the other
Superfly?
Superfly, but like funny Superfly. Who's funny Superfly? Dolomite. We Dolomite the candy.
Yeah, we Dolomite the candy.
We Dolomite the candy. We Blackula the candy. we Pam Grier the candy. So, of course, we start every show with a top of the show.
Top of the show. Top of the show. He's running in circles.
He's got a few of the Dias de los Muertos ghosts.
Hey, he learns faster than I do.
He's got the ghost of Usain Bolt. Oh no. I'm we're so sorry that Usain Bolt died on October 31st due to being visited by too many ghosts. It was really scary and he died.
Christmas Carol, a little early for him.
Yeah. The Christmas of world records future.
World records past.
It was the Christmas of, it was just regular ghost, but he was running so fast. He was in the future, in the past.
Top of the show to you, Man.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, he was Jamaican, wasn't he?
Jamaican.
So before we started, I sent you a link. Both of you a link. Don't look at it yet. Don't look at it yet. This was because we brought up Mentos in the Airheads episode.
Fresh Maker?
The Fresh Maker.
The very same.
And I got a message from Dr. Shiloh from the LA Not So Confidential podcast.
Hi, Dr. Shiloh.
You can listen to. That's a crime podcast by
very good.
2 actual doctors talking about crime and murder. And, I think they bring us up a lot. So you're going to want to tune in for that.
And don't send them pictures of your ailments. They won't answer that. Yeah. I've tried it.
I know. It's a different kind of doctor. They're like a doctor of love is what they're like Dolomite. So she sent this old commercial of Mentos.
The Fresh Maker.
The Fresh Maker. And if you want to watch along, you can just, I guess, put into YouTube new Mentos ad. The channel is called REDE Superviter.
And the thumbnail, it looks like topless Lou Reed.
Yeah, it does. So you can watch this ad along with us, and you guys might want to turn your sound on, and we'll all press start at the same time.
Okay.
I will hear your reaction. I'll narrate to the listener what's happening.
Okay.
So we can watch this Mentos ad.
Is audio required?
It helps.
Okay.
It helps.
Okay.
This is a television ad.
This is a television ad. but it's on our phones. Can you believe it?
Oh,
So, maybe it was in a movie theater. I don't want to take any hard stance.
All right.
Sure.
Okay, so on the count of 3, we will press play.
All
Okay.
right,
So
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. Wait, is anyone getting an ad?
No,
Okay,
I
good.
went straight into the ad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's at a beach. A guy ate some Mentos.
Whoa.
Oh no,
Daddy.
His nipples are
What?
now elongating and erect.
Wow.
Was this a European ad?
This is apparently, I thought the same thing. He's catching a frisbee on his nipple. He's at the beach. He's like playing drums with his nipples. And he's hanging his sunglasses. And girls are loving this. They're loving his nipples.
I've gotten girls wrong this whole time.
He's DJing with his nipples now,
no.
and people are watching it. Now he's in an elevator. He presses the button with his nipple, and then a buxom young lady comes in, and he gives the Mentos to.
And did you see that look he gave us?
Yeah,
at the
he's
end?
like,
And
you know
I
what
think
that
there's
means.
even at the end a sound effect of like ding.
Oh.
So the implication is she also has the curse
Yeah. This is
of Mentos. And from you listening to this, you will in 7 days
7 days.
get really big nipples.
So Mentos is an STD now.
Yeah. It's transmitted orally.
That was disturbing.
It was very, that's real. Like, how did that?
90s, man.
The
The
90s.
90s.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking the same thing as you. Was this on in America? Because
Yeah.
it seems very European, but
Yeah.
it was in English. Like the ad or the words at the end were in English.
That's
So they don't speak English in Europe.
were they trying to not sell Mentos? Was Mentos actively like, don't buy this anymore?
Yeah.
Here's a commercial to make you completely turn you off.
Well, maybe this was from Italy because they like things that elongate in Italy.
It's true.
This is a Pinocchio of the chest. That's what the Italian translation of Mentos is, a Pinocchio of the chest.
Oh, okay.
You know what those nipples will be really good at popping?
Please tell me.
The balloon from Airheads.
Oh,
This is a crossover. We
You're
didn't
right.
even know it.
Made by the same company.
Yes.
Oh my God. So wait a minute.
it's a Mentos verse.
So if you sync up this commercial with an Airheads commercial,
Oh my God.
the nipples are popping it. Oh my
Yeah.
God. And if you play the Mentos theme song backwards while you're watching a commercial for Ferrero Rocher,
It tells you that you have to, with the bag, what do we call it?
Oh yeah, you got to
With
fap
air-
to
you
your
gotta- Yeah, you
Mentos
gotta-
commercial.
not it's called flapping. What are you talking about?
That was a Freudian slip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That was a
yeah.
Freudian flap. But what that was a weird thing that you just said. But
No, I'm more aligned with him. It makes more sense.
yeah, it does kind of make me not want to have, like, it's almost like the Snickers thing of like, look what we look like.
Yeah.
Like I don't want.
yeah.
I don't want to. Why does it make your nipples hard? Because it's so refreshing, or it's so cold.
It's so cold. That's what it's got to
Oh, I didn't even put that together.
You just like the nipples.
I just was
You were there
fascinated.
for the article at the end.
I just want to know where the story's going.
be. Yeah.
Does he own the elevator? How much is he paying rent?
What does this woman do?
Yeah, it must be hot.
So yeah, that's our top of the show. I wanted
Thank
to
you.
expose you to Mentos's crimes of the
Yeah.
past.
This reminds me of when you're a kid and you hear like something really disturbing, and your first impulse is to tell everybody else exactly what you just heard or saw. Thank you, Dr. Shiloh, for just passing trauma on.
Yeah, this is our new segment, Generational Trauma, brought to you by Mentos, the trauma maker.
I would have been very weirded out if I saw that as a young man on TV.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
normal? Is that supposed to happen to me?
Well, I don't mind do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I,
That happened somewhere else. What's going on? Yeah.
I ate it wrong. That's what happened when I put Mentos up your butt.
What are you? I don't know what either of you are talking about. Okay, so now we're moving on to a less traumatic segment of the show.
We say.
Oh.
And this segment is called Candy News.
Hi.
Oh, hey, little boy. What's going on with your shirt? Are your nipples okay?
Yeah, I had a Mentos. How can you tell?
Oh, okay, that explains. I don't know what's going on with your pants, but your shirt, I understand.
I traded the pants for the Mentos. It seemed like a good deal at the time.
I thought you just got out of the Madonna lookalike contest. Oh, take that, Madonna.
Who's Madonna?
I don't know. I think it's something in Italy where Mentos are from.
I'm going to try a really neat trick. I'm going to keep my hands together and I'm going to hand you the news. With the power of Mentos.
He's doing it. He's eating more Mentos, and the news is getting closer.
That's the sound of news being delivered. This is like
a news kebab.
I was going to say it was more like a dumbwaiter, but I guess, it is more like it is impaled. So technically it is a kebab.
Yeah. You know those in restaurants, they used to put like the order on that standing rack. It's like that.
For a breakfast hash. Somebody eat a Mentos?
A handful. Yeah. It's going to be, if the doctors have it lasted for more than 4 hours, I should go back and check with them.
If it lasts more than 4 hours, eat an Altoid. That's what they say. Take that, Altoids. And Madonna, the anti-fresh maker, Madonna. Ooh. You got anything else to say about these big nips of yours?
See you later, newsboy.
Nothing age appropriate. Bye. I have to.
Along the logic of the voice of this character, no, I don't. Well, I mean, there's a big hole through the middle of the news, but I guess I could read around it. But boy, is it cold.
Yeah.
So this one, of course, all my candy newses are titled. This one is called...
Brilliantly titled.
And you will hear loud laughter and a few patings. This one is called The Rainbow Rejection. Ding, ding, ding. There's 3 of them.
If you give a Mentos to a cow?
Oh my God.
Brother.
That's how you get milkshakes.
Icy cold milkshakes.
Yeah, that's how you get Frosties.
Frosties, thank you.
That's how Frosties are made.
Yeah, duh. So again, that title is The Rainbow Rejection. It's really funny.
Yo, you sure?
Oh, he's choking. It was so funny.
No more words can come out of his mouth.
I ate a peanut. I shouldn't have eaten that peanut. I'm not allergic to peanuts, but I'm allergic to penicillin.
Is this a Blue Singer newsboy?
Yeah, penicillin peanut. I've got even more news for you. And look at what I have them on. He has like a really long finger for some reason. It's good for the blues. And what's good for the blues is good for penicillin peanut.
I traded this at the crossroads for it.
Yeah, it's a big foam finger. He gave his soul for a #1 fan foam finger. So, okay, the rainbow rejection.
Yes.
So this is something we've discussed many times on this show, and it has finally happened. California has become the first state to officially ban the chemical additives known to cause the gum disease known as cancer.
Whoa.
No, it's just cancer. All cancers found in up to 12,000 food products, including such popular and beloved treats as Peeps, hot tamales, and candy corn, but not Skittles.
Oh, how did they...
Allow me to explain.
That's Skittles money.
This bill bans the use of red dye number 3, potassium bromate, brominated vegetable oil, and prolyparabin. These are also blues singers. Prolyparabin.
Yeah.
He sold his soul for that name.
It used to be Percy White.
You can't play blues without selling your soul for something. You got to sell something. Maybe you're not your soul. Maybe your conscience.
When you sign up to be a soul singer, it's the devil who signs you up. Yeah.
And that devil's name, Gordy. No, not Gordy. Barry Gordy. I was gonna say Gordy Howard. Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe. The leader,
Gordie Howie?
the mastermind behind Motown. Gordie Howe, the legendary hockey player Gordie Howe. So it banned those 4 things. And up until a month before this bill was passed, it also banned titanium dioxide, which, as we recall,
not titanium dioxide.
He's like a disco, not a disco, what do you call that kind of music? That's like Daft Punk.
EDM house guy.
Yeah, he's a house guy. He's a house music. He's Sun House. No, that's Sun Ra.
No, Sun House is also a person.
Sun
Go
House
ahead.
So
Greg would like you to move on if you didn't notice.
You're just like a vulture just circling this dead sentence.
I'd like to fit in the name of every old musician from the South in this episode. That was my secret goal to myself for November.
Maybe it's Sonny Rollins.
So the titanium dioxide is the bad stuff in Skittles that's already banned in Europe that we talked about. But by some mysterious intervention, that chemical was taken out of the ban before it was passed. So you can still have that stuff. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting some feedback. Getting some...
Someone's jumping in our feed.
Hang on.
My poison voice.
This voice sounds a lot like the classic blues singer Buddy Guy. Okay, I got like 4 more to get through. So now, contrary...
I'll leave you alone. Goodbye.
Oh, well, no, that voice sounded a little bit more like Ma Rainey? Anybody? So contrary to what people online are yelling about, this doesn't mean that these candies are going to disappear. It just means that they have until January 1st, 2027 to modify the recipes without these chemicals like they do in Europe. So by some mysterious divine cancer-loving intervention, Skittles are still safe for now.
I wonder how much the taste of the candies will change when they take that out.
I bet not at all.
No?
Right?
I mean,
is it the dye that we're? I mean, maybe it is the potassium. I personally, I love the flavor of brominated vegetable oil.
Brominated. Brominated.
I mean, it's got to change something that they haven't done it. Is it just a cheaper ingredient?
Maybe. Yeah.
It's I would assume it's cheaper. Like if anything.
Oh, great! I'm going to pay twice the dollar on the dollar for every Peeps I get. Great.
Follow the money. If you follow the money, you'll see that. I mean, maybe we should buy a before. I mean, we got till 2027. Well, I mean, we'll be approaching our like 700th episode by then. I mean, we'll probably be in. We'll be past our first million, but
let's wait till 2027 to do Skittles.
Yeah, and that is the Ellie Meek, the Candy is Dandy promise.
It's also the Ellie Meek promise that we can't have Skittles until 2027, but it's unrelated to that. It's a completely
even
different
though
reason.
Skittles has nothing to do with this band, we are still waiting till 2027 to try them. But you know what? I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna be a hero and say I'm not gonna eat Peeps again until 2027. I know.
That's going to be really hard for you, Daniel.
This is like the people at Lent are like, I guess I won't have donuts for Lent. Oh, Jesus would be so proud of you because Jesus loved donuts. So that was the Candy News.
Ow, my eye.
Oh, what happened?
Candy News Boy just walked by.
Oh, did he turn suddenly?
It was like a Three Stooges thing, but erotic. Really erotic. I know it was age appropriate.
So like a Three Stooges. Yeah. So like a Three Stooges, like any Three Stooges thing.
I mean, they do show them late at night, so I guess anything shown past 11 p.m. is erotic to me.
We say Candy News Boy, but he's a man.
Yeah.
After that one Mentos, he's a man.
So this is my candy.
Ooh, I don't think we said what candy it is.
We haven't.
No.
Well, I mean, people read the title.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We should put
cheaters.
It should not reveal itself until you finish the episode.
Yeah, the title of the episode should be the name you come up for the Candy News.
Oh.
Yeah, and nobody would be able to find anything, and they'd be tricked into listening to every single episode. This is great.
And people love to get tricked.
Yeah.
They for sure will fall for it every time.
Well, look, if we know what... Hey, I'll turn on the microphone for a second. We know one thing.
It's off.
Everybody listening is stupid.
They have no brains.
They don't know anything, and
they all
say...
have cavities.
Okay, this is one of the other candies that I was given as a gift. We were given as a gift from the British Candy Connoisseur.
Thank you.
So you can follow the British Candy Connoisseur at _British Candy Connoisseur to see all sorts of uncommon candies and history tidbits and things that she gets her hand on. So follow that account on Instagram.
Right.
She sent this candy straight from jolly old England. This candy is called Dip Dab. Barrett Dip Dab.
Dip Dab.
Obviously, none of us have heard of this before.
No.
Nope.
Dip Dab.
Dip dap.
Dip Dab.
This is something that I thought was going to be a lot more similar to Fun Dip than it actually is. Other than one, I guess, leads into the other name-wise, Fun Dip Dab.
Fun Dip Dab.
Fun Dip Dab.
Fun Dip Dab.
But it's not... I guess it's kind of like the difference between the British office and the American office of a Fun Dip and a Dip Dab.
Yeah.
So let's get into the history of what a Dip Dab is. Something that you and I and you have never heard of.
No.
I can't imagine many people in America have heard of this candy.
Nope. Never even seen. No idea.
I'm excited to try it. So,
and by the way, if I saw this package on a thing, I'd be very curious because it's like bright, like clown yellow, clown red.
We took a picture of it with Ringo, and the color contrast between the room we're in and Ringo and this looked like it had just been photoshopped right onto a like Depression era picture of a dog in a bucket.
It's like putting a trucker hat on that lady who's holding the kid with that photo.
With an advertisement for Bass Pro Shop. So what I'm going to say to you both after we eat our Dip Dabs today is the same thing Melissa and I once heard someone with a Gomer Pyle-esque southern accent say in Yosemite, and have never forgotten it. Y'all went down in a dip you didn't see. Someone said that, and we've never forgotten it. I think someone fell down, and that's how they described somebody falling down. Y'all went down in a dip you didn't see.
Wow.
Beautiful. Poetry.
Lyricism. Yeah. You ran into Walt Whitman on the way out of Yosemite?
Walt Whitman USMC. So Barrett's dip dabs. What are they? They are a sherbet, note pronunciation.
I don't like it.
Powder dip that you dab your strawberry flavored lolly. Note the pronunciation.
What's that?
Well, I don't understand what any of this is.
Is there a verb I can do with a lolly? Like I don't know.
Is that a dance?
Snap it? Yeah.
Here in America, we call these dunk trunks.
And go ahead and do a Google image search.
Yeah, we'll go safe search off, look up dump trunk, and we will be eating sherbet with our big old America sticks. So you dip your lolly into after.
No, you don't.
After
Marriage.
After you.
My bag is cut.
Oh no,
that's why it's coming out.
Oh yeah,
You got cut at birth.
I put a little bit of poison in those. Yeah, one of them was I mean, because the bags are very thin. Like they feel
stuffed,
and they are paper.
Stuffed.
Yeah.
Well, you know how things are in England. Everything's a little thinner. The people.
It's always raining.
The economy. It's the rain. The Thames.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper's victims are a little bit thinner when they're done with him. So you lick it, and it's like a fun dip, like we were saying. But this powder is supposed to kind of fizzle and dissolve in your mouth. So it's got a little bit of a different flavor and sensation. Like it feels like it's kind of in between pop rocks.
Yeah.
This is what I imagine. I have no idea.
Okay.
So where did this junk come from? As the name implies, they were made by Barrett's Candy, which traces its name way back to two more candy-making brothers.
Oh.
Wait for it.
Hang on, an old man just walked in.
Where are my teeth? I heard something about brothers. Did they get along? Did you go down the dip you didn't see?
Two brothers that have the names of four brothers.
Whoa.
George Osborne and James John Barrett. These are the brothers.
And there's 6 of them. How many are there?
There are two brothers that share 4 names. They went into business together in 1848 as brotherly pastry chefs in the Shoreditch area of London, England, where George seemed to be the star and developed a half-baked brandy snap biscuit.
Ooh.
That was their big thing. Again, there's so many.
Yeah.
What?
Lovely.
Yeah.
Happy.
Bollocks. This tastes like bollocks, and I like that. Wait a minute. That
You
like that.
You crossed the Atlantic during that accent.
It was on the Concorde.
Yeah.
That was Richard Nixon trying to do an impression of Churchill, who are not alive at the same time.
But he'd heard of him. He'd heard of him.
Why should I know about these British people? But here's your brothers working together in action again.
Yeah.
They broke up in 1852.
Oh no, like the Coen brothers.
Yeah. Isn't that weird that the Coen brothers they quiet quit each other?
Yeah, they quiet quit each other. Quiet like your parents.
They ghosted each other.
Oh no, and they're gonna make a movie about it. Go ahead.
Just a little bit of real world intrigue.
Yeah, when brothers break up, I just
Do
think
you
about,
also think that's weird, Betsy?
That is weird.
It's strange, isn't it? You can just break up with your brother like that. You've made like 11 great movies with.
And 14 really bad ones. So they broke up in 1852, and George went off on his own to start a candy store with his wife and a sugar boiler, which is a person.
Oh,
I thought it was a piece of machinery, but it's as the more they talked about the sugar boiler, I was like, why does the sugar boiler need health insurance?
I don't care about this truck's feelings. Oh, it's a guy.
So the sugar boiler is another person.
It's
he
a
went
third
with his
employee.
wife.
He took his wife.
Right.
And his wife.
And the rest, which is a sugar boiler.
It's a sugar boiler, which again is not a small ship. It's a person.
So here he sold candies with only in England names like Jumbles, Gummy Sticks, Jordan Rocks, Tickborn Rocks, Blackpool Rocks.
Go ahead, finish this.
These are also blues singers' names.
Yeah, go ahead. They're all the burlesque dancers.
They also made the Hanky Panky and one that I think is a slur that I'm not going to say.
Okay, good.
But let's all imagine what it would be.
Everyone, all those candies you listed, I want to hear the kids from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory say them.
But Mommy, I want a gummy stick. Can I please do some hanky panky with Mr. Wonka? I can't even imagine, some of these I can kind of get, like a Jordan Rock, I assume is like a Jordan almond, and a gummy stick, I guess, is a stick of gummy, but I have no idea what a jumble or a hanky-panky is. My parents never taught me.
Go ahead, do a Google image search for hanky-panky.
Yeah, safe search off. Look up...
graphic hanky-panky.
How to jumble your hanky-panky and do a dump truck. So his first breakout hit, though, came with what he called coconut chips, which were grated coconut covered in crystallized sugar.
No, do they mean fries?
They
coconut fries.
To them, that actually means a butt. We call it a fanny here. We call them fanny chips, but they eat them. But then one day, the sugar boiler, which again is a person. Didn't crystallize the sugar for the coconut chips properly. But instead of firing this apparent person in rage, he instead still used the sugar, hoping it would set properly. It didn't, but the really chewy texture it created was an instant hit with his customers who loved how it stuck to their jaw. So he started calling this new candy Stick Jaw.
Stick Jaw. It's something you get if you've been in the wilderness for too long.
If you got bit by a wolf, you get Stick Jaw.
Stick Jaw.
A sticky wolf.
You have athlete's foot and stick jaw, you're going to die.
Yeah, I came back from World War I with trench foot and stick jaw. And I've got the vapors as well. And the consumption.
I came back from Europe with stick jaw. You were sleeping with all those women. That's how you got it.
You told me you weren't going to go to Pigalle. That's where the Moulin Rouge is. So that's where you could get your jumbles gummy.
Oh my God.
So the popularity of Stick Jaw.
It went around. Old kings used to get it a lot.
The public health crisis that was Stick Jaw helped propel his business from being just a candy shop to being a full-blown candy factory.
Yeah.
They started buying up neighboring properties to expand their operations to keep up with demand, but eventually they could only buy up so much of their neighborhood before they needed a whole new bigger space. So they bought
the Stickjaw district,
which used to be the red light district.
We bought them out.
So they bought an old piano factory in Wood Green, just north of London, in 1886, and then expanded that to a 5-acre Wonkaville. So it was just a massive candy factory spread over 5 acres.
Amazing.
The noise reduction after that piano factory closed down was harmonious.
The neighbors were cheering as the candy was being...
like the end of World War II.
Nurses were being kissed left and right.
No more piano. No more chopsticks. We gotta see if this piano works. No, you don't!
The secret ingredient in our candy is piano. Oh, no! Really loud sonatas. Oh, no! So by this point, they had some 500 employees, all of them people. And by 1899, they had 2,000 employees and claimed to have the biggest candy factory in all of England. Barrett's Candy.
Wow, Candy Town.
It's London. More importantly, they were noted for two things. One was that Barrett was the first person to sell candy in labeled branded boxes.
Okay.
Wow.
That's that old.
That feels late to me.
It does.
It does. But this is what several places said, that he was the first one to put, like, this is this company's candy.
Okay. In England or worldwide?
Worldwide. I mean, they did it first.
I mean, after Tootsie Roll, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, after the Sultan of Babylon put his name all over the halva, okay, maybe then came Tootsie Roll.
No. The Sultan has a commercial for his.
Okay, now everybody, please rise up from the poverty that I've made you all live in. I've got a new product.
We got a jingle. Everyone remember the Sultan's jingle.
Halva. Bow to me. So the second thing that he's known for, Barrett, was that this company made sure their candy was always affordable.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Barrett is credited with making candy affordable to even the poorest people of England for the first time in history. Never free.
Affordable, though.
What is this? Canada? A place that they own? Yeah, so he made it, rather than just like the elite are like, oh my God, I found a piece of chocolate in India and I brought it home. No, not much chocolate, but this isn't just for the kings anymore.
This isn't Marie Antoinette being like, let them dip dab. It's not that. This is like common man. The people who are killing her, this is what they eat.
Well, the actual translation is let them have halva, because halva is really old, older than Tootsie Roll. So
older than Marie Antoinette.
I heard wildly conflicting reports about the working conditions in this factory. Though. Some said that it was as bad as you'd expect for the late 1800s England.
Yeah.
More fingers than candy. That was the original dip was a
finger.
A child's finger. But a child who should be in school.
Wash this child's finger, then I'm going to dip it.
But others said that it was actually pretty progressive. They had a sickness fund for their employees, 2 weeks vacation, a pension, and a social club.
Wow.
Either way, Barrett stepped away from the business around the turn of the century and handed the company down to his 4 sons, who probably had 8 first names amongst them.
Yeah.
Barrett died in 1906, and his sons gave every employee in the company a 14-karat gold watch in his memory.
Whoa.
Wow.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Who else can die? I need a pocket piece.
Oh no! Now his wife died. Yeah,
I'm looking for a necklace.
I've got a wedding to go to. Mysteriously, the Barrett family is dying. 1906 was also the same year that Barrett and Company became the largest confectionery manufacturer in the world, so they could afford to do this. They were churning out 350 tons of sweets a week. And this is where their products, well known to people in England, but completely unheard of to us, started coming out. The 1920s saw the introduction of their fruit salad and blackjacks, which seemed to be like
Candies?
Starburst. Yeah. They seem to be like Starburst, and the blackjacks were like black licorice Starburst, which sounds so good.
Oh, give me. I just eat those mindlessly.
Yeah.
Just those.
I like the pink black licorice Starbursts. 1925 was also when their beloved sherbet fountain came out, which is they still sell these. It's a tube filled with sherbet powder that you suck out through a licorice straw, which you then eat the licorice.
Reverse siphoning.
Yeah. It teaches all those kids in England who love sucking gas out of cars how to do it in a safe way.
In a safe way. How to return the gas into the car because there's a bobby behind you or something.
The bobby's holding you by your shirt tails.
Yeah.
That's how people in England dress. So this sherbet of theirs it's kind of their big thing, it seems. I mean, like dip dabs and these sherbet fountains seem to be, so like their sherbet powder is a big deal. It's a specifically flavored sugar powder that they seem to be very proud of. We'll find out if they should be. 1935 is when these here dip dabs were released, 1935, and have been popular amongst little British school kids ever since.
I like taffy.
By
and lollipops and taffy.
I like siphoning gasoline and having dip dabs. I go to the red light district and get my gummy sticks, Jolly Jobble. By 1950, they were making some 200 different types of candy in the Barrett enterprises. They claimed that they sold everything from lollipops to sherbet fountains, licorice all sorts to brandy balls, sweet cigarettes to dolly mixtures, boiled sweets and toffees of all kinds.
This is what the witch in Hansel and Gretel says.
Yeah.
Jelly babies and pastilles and nougat to love heart lozenges. Everything, in fact, that fills the confectionery counter with luscious color and the heart of a child with longing. Now get in my oven. I am hungry.
I'm so old, my back hurts. I can't clean the back of the oven. Can you get in there and do it?
I would put all this gravy on you myself, but it hurts to bend over. Please do it for me.
My poor arthritic hands.
Yeah,
the only thing that makes me feel better is eating kids.
Can you put this apple in your mouth first? Plus, they made something called foam shrimp that came out in the 70s.
Oh my God, the candy names are terrible.
Yeah.
I imagine it's exactly what we think it is.
Foam shrimp?
A foam shrimp.
It's probably a foam shrimp.
It's a foam shrimp.
Yeah.
This iconic, another blues singer, this iconic factory closed its doors in 1975. Nobody goes in, nobody now goes out, except the employees of the tech companies that seem to have their headquarters in there now.
What did they do to the sugar boiler?
He runs Apple now. But now he is AI.
Yeah, he's AI now.
They were bought by Cadbury in 1989 and then sold to Tangerine Confectionery in 2008. But now let's dip. And then let's
All
dab.
right. I'm ready to dip my dab.
So yeah, as we described this packaging, it's bright yellow. It's almost like McDonald's colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
No, this is much. I keep using the phrase. They're like clown
Clown colors.
Clown colors. It's
They
like bright
are clown
yellow.
colors. I mean, this is evidently geared only towards children.
Oh,
so
that's why they want to look like Pennywise the Clown.
Yeah. You can normally find these in the gutters around London.
Derry, Maine.
Yeah.
Back of van.
They even have a red balloon attached to it. It's not suitable for children under 36 months, it says on it. Lemon flavor sherbet dip with a strawberry flavor lolly. So that's what the flavor is. All right, let's open up our dip dabs.
Opening.
Oh, yeah, that's a good rip.
That is a really satisfying rip. Oh, man, that is a fine powder.
Whoa.
Oh, my God. I can't believe this made it through customs.
I know. It's very questionable looking.
Does it smell like anything?
Is it weird that a small plane brought this into from Cuba and then from that way, like a bunch of Jeeps brought it to us?
My dip, or my dip, Okay, so what's the dip? Is the dip the powder?
The dip has got to be the lolly, and the dab has got to be the powder.
But aren't you? Is dab a verb?
You're dipping the dab.
Which one is the verb?
Yeah, what's the verb? Whoa, wait a minute. Where's the predicate here? I don't know. That's a good question. What is the dip and what is the... Because, I mean, traditionally a dip is what you dip things into.
But you can dab it, too.
Oh, yeah. You have chips and dab all the time at parties? You idiot.
I eat chips and then I dab.
Greg loves dabbing. He does doing the floss dance.
Yeah.
I've seen him Dougie once or twice.
I mean, on better days.
So is yours all clumped to your dip or dab?
Yeah,
it looks like a piece of...
It looks like when they need to give a mouth swab test to Charlie Sheen.
Oh.
I got nothing.
See if it can come back on the set of 2.5 Men. No, it looks like a piece of something I pulled out of a wall. Like it's really white.
Yeah.
It's pre-dipped or dabbed already.
It's left
It's
in there.
pretty dip-dabbed.
Yeah, so
I still think the dab is the lolly.
I don't know.
You got to dip your dab.
Dip.
Or do you dab your
dab?
Do you dab a dip?
No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You dab your dip. Do you dip?
He's right.
Who's right? Me?
No,
dip your dab.
Why did I ever say you're right?
For all those listening, he pointed at me.
The only time I'd say you're right is if you're not on the left.
Okay,
like that?
I don't like that.
You like that?
I don't really like
You like
that.
that?
I don't like that kind of humor. Okay, so does it smell like anything to you? Nothing?
I'm kind of afraid to smell it because I don't want to like inhale the powder.
This is almost like a powdered donut that we're on a stick, like a
there
mini
it
powdered
is.
donut on a
There
stick.
it
That's
is.
what it looks like. All right, let's try our first dip or dab of dip dab. We can play a game of dip or dab later.
Okay.
Dip,
All
dip.
right. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. Yeah.
It started off really dry.
Yeah, and no taste. And then when you pulled it out, very sweet.
Yeah, nice lemon, but not overwhelming.
Okay. And the task is to get all the powder off of the little candy there.
You really got to work at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
There is definitely, this is not a fun dip.
No.
This is a dip dab.
This is a dip dab.
There's a third element. In Fun Dip only has two elements. This has a third element, which is this candy thing at the end of the lolly.
It's really dry though.
Yeah.
It's really dry, but I can only describe the flavor as pleasant because it really does taste like sherbet that you will get to cleanse your palate. This is our potato bread for today.
Oh, you're right.
Like this really does taste like a ice cream, astronaut ice cream version of sherbet, or as they call it, sherbet.
Sherbet.
You ever had those Minute Maid frozen pops that you push up in the tube?
Yeah.
That's what this tastes like.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Put it in terms I can understand. Yeah, it's very pleasant.
Has anybody dipped yet?
No,
I just dipped.
Oh, you
I
just
just
dipped?
re-dipped.
I'm going to re-dip.
It's almost nice that it comes as fuzzy as like fully dipped as it does.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't ever get to that point again, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to
You can't recreate that.
Re-dab or
once
dip.
you undip it, that's the end. You can never dip home again.
They wrote books about that kind of thing.
I don't taste any cherry. I'm trying to
I think when we get there.
it's so dry. I can't get over how dry it is.
For as wet as we're making it,
Yes.
it's still very dry.
It's sour, right? Like it's sour. It's
a strong tang. I don't know if that's sour, but it's a strong tang.
I'd buy Strong Tang.
No, tang is for my grandparents. I eat small, strong tang.
I want to go to the liquor section and see Strong Tang.
It's Four Locos brand. Strong tang.
Mike's Hard Tang.
The novelty wears off really fast. Now it's kind of like a chore.
I can't not talk about this in terms of Fun Dip because it's all my American brain can understand.
Yeah.
Hamburgers and Fun Dip, but
Democracy ham dip.
the best part of a Fun Dip is eating the stick of a Fun Dip.
Yeah.
You are absolutely correct.
And you can't,
100%.
this is mostly, it's just a lollipop and a lollipop is just a lollipop, but that stick of the Fun Dip is, I don't even know what that is, but it is so good. It is
Yes,
so fun
it
to
is.
eat. And you don't get that with this.
No.
While maybe the powder tastes a little better because the Fun Dip is just sugar, I think.
There's a really the fun of a Fun Dip. It's not just dipping, but you get to eat almost all out. You can't eat the wrapper,
Yeah,
but
you
you
eat
can
the wrapper.
You,
Yeah, you eat the wrapper.
They tell you. I called the number on the back of it and they told me to eat the wrapper.
The number on the back that the guy I stole it from in the alley.
Instead of dipping, I'm just like shoveling with my lolly.
Yes.
Oh yeah, good.
But that's kind of what you do with the Fun Dip also.
Yeah, that's where I learned it. That's where I learned to dip my lolly.
So
You're not fun dipping, are you? No, I'm dipping and dabbing.
Are you fapping an airhead in there? No, I'm dipping my fun dip.
When you scoop it like that and you get a big chunk of the powder and you put it in your mouth, it's not that good.
No,
I kind of like it really does taste like sherbet, like lemon sherbet, powderized.
Okay, yeah.
I do like that. So Fun Dip is made by the same company that makes Sweet Tarts.
It's a former Wonka candy, and I don't remember who owns Wonka now.
Because in my mind, the powder of a Fun Dip is the same as the powder of a pixie stick, and a Sweet Tart is compressed pixie sticks. Yes,
that's fair.
If this powder could be compressed into a Sweet Tart, I think that would be really good.
Yeah, that's very
because they're kind of fizzly. It's not like Pop Rocks at all, but they're kind of fizzly. But it's a really smooth. It almost tastes natural. Like it is by no means. I'm looking at the package. It is by no means natural. Although it does say no artificial colors and flavors, and it's suitable for vegetarians. But I will be dipping a salami into this thing. But it tastes like a real dessert.
It does.
More so than a Sweet Tart does.
Yes.
And I like that. I actually do like the powder. The lollipop, I could lose it. Like if I could have a Fun Dip stick with this, I'd enjoy that.
Have you bitten the lolly yet?
I'm going to do that actually because I'm struggling to get strawberry.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's not hard.
No, it's kind
of gummy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's soft.
What?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a lollipop. It's a lolly. Everything's a little softer in England. The economy, the victims of Jack the Ripper, they're all a little softer
after he's done with them.
Yeah, no, it's really soft.
It's very soft. It tastes like super generic strawberry candy.
We should give it a Mentos.
Yes.
Give it a Mentos and watch it get hard.
That's what if you want to extend your Fun Dip, you do have to drop a few Mentos in there. Yeah, it's a generic strawberry candy. The sherbet lives up to the hype. Honestly, I think I'd prefer the sherbet tube thing that we were talking about, the sherbet fountain, because then you're just drinking it.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a black licorice straw, if it's like a good licorice straw, which is rare to find. You just took a big hunk of it. You just took
dude. I'm just shoveling.
Like a Saturday Night Fever amount of white powder into your mouth.
You know what? The lolly's just holding us back.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want the sherbet fountain. I just want to like puff this into my mouth or have it in tablet form or like boil it on a spoon.
I put in a needle. Just want
straight into the body.
Yeah.
Have a Scarface level pile of it in front of me.
Say hello to my little sherbet. Say hello to my little fun stick, and then he eats a Mentos. Say hello to my big fun stick.
I think it's a heart attack because the blood's moving around his body really weird.
Yeah, I think you're right that the lollipop is holding you back because it's, like, what is this? What is this? Performative eating of what I actually, I don't want to, I don't want like, oh, did you take 4 steps this way, 1 step back and then have some candy? Like I just want what you did and just pour the sherbet into my mouth.
It could just be our American sensibilities, but just shove it in our mouth.
It should also be bigger. It should be bigger and deep fried, I think.
We don't have time to play around with our food. We got to go to our second job.
Yeah, I got to go to Wall Street.
Yeah, Wall Street.
I got to take a trip to Mount Rushmore. I got to take a ride above the Grand Canyon. British people. What do they have? What kind of canyon do they have? A canyon between them and Northern Ireland? Or Southern Ireland? Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think okay, let's talk about, again, this was given by the British Candy Connoisseur. Follow her on Instagram, _British Candy Connoisseur. So let's do our ratings. Out of 0 to 5 cavities, 5 being the greatest. Let's write it down.
When you eat large quantities of it, it kind of leaves a weird aftertaste in your mouth.
But there's no artificial flavors. What are you talking about?
But the weird taste is just like general sweet. It's not like in a direction that reminds me of any kind of like
It reminds me a lot of sherbet.
Initially it did, but I think I'm overdoing it at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
And
why they slow
out.
you down with the it's like
They know the weakness.
Yeah.
it's like it's controlled feeding. We don't want you. It's like somebody who's been starving in the desert. Like you don't give them like a jug of milk that would kill them. You can't have too much at once.
But if you're healthy in the city, you can have a jug of milk.
Yeah.
Drink the whole thing.
You and I, as an American, we could have a jug of milk.
That's like the 15th Amendment.
A jug of milk that I got on the Great Plains. Wait a minute, is that in America? Yeah. Or is that in South America?
Yeah, we came up with planes. What are you asking?
Yeah, we got planes.
Yeah, we got planes.
The Great Plains, the great trains, the great automobiles in America. So, okay, let's write down our rating out of 0 to 5 cavities. This is kind of tricky.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be mean or really mean.
I don't know if I want to be mean or American mean.
What's the oh my god, if I could remember this guy's name, I'd be this joke with
Don Rickles?
I'm measuring, should it be Andy Kaufman or that Tony guy that he pretends to be that's even meaner than Andy Kaufman?
Not Tony Hamburger, that's Neil Hamburger. Yeah, I don't remember what Tony Shalhoub. Tony Shalhoub is an Andy
Star
Kaufman
of
character.
Monk. Yeah. I almost said Tony Baloney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you locked in here, Greg?
Yeah.
Tony Clifton.
It's one of those.
Okay, so Greg gives it a Tony Clifton. On a scale of Andy Kaufman to Tony Clifton,
I give it a Tony Clifton.
We'll go to the left of me. So, Greg, what do you give Dip Dab?
I'm going to be giving Dip Dab based on the novelty.
Mm.
The novelty is a factor, much like a fun dip.
Yeah. I didn't hate the powder. I liked it. But it was also, you're saying you're tasting sherbet. I kind of just got like...
You've never had sherbet like I have.
I've been places you haven't.
Yeah, I had it on a cruise.
Like I know just like
once
dipping my finger in sugar and dipping my finger in this powder is different. But they're
very good.
Yeah,
very good.
I'm learning.
Training Greg's. This whole show is just training Greg's palate.
And then I immediately go drink 4 Cokes and I wipe out all my taste buds again. But it's not pointed in any direction that's like, oh, this is cherry, this is blueberry, like the way that Fun Dip is. And maybe I'm comparing it too much to Fun Dip and like
it's hard to not compare.
It's hard.
As an American, it's hard to not draw parallels.
But I'm just gonna give this a 4 1/4.
What?
No, sorry. You're absolutely
This is what you did with Twix.
No,
why does this keep happening? What is going on here that people are like, I don't really like it. I'm going to give it the highest score I've ever given it.
1 1/4. Sorry, 4 1/4. 1 1/4.
1 1/4. Very interesting. Okay, so
before the stenographer writes that down, I'll have the court know.
Let's redact this. Let us have this. Okay, so Greg gave it a solid Tony Clifton. So Betta, what do you have to say about this? How mean are you? How mean is he going to be?
It is hard not to compare to Fun Dip.
Impossible.
Fun Dip, you can eat the whole thing.
Yep.
The stick is delicious.
Yeah, the bag is.
You can eat the receipt that you got for buying it.
Oh, a little gun on my hand. I better eat my hand now.
This one, the lollipop doesn't taste like anything. It's weird and chewy. I like the convenience of the lollipop stick. That's great.
Yeah. That is one thing it has over the Fun Dip.
Yes.
But here's the thing. I want to eat the stick.
Yeah.
And my brain's like, you can eat that, you know.
It's November. Go ahead.
Go ahead. We're going to be packing him in for the holidays. We all eat so much. Go ahead, eat the stick.
Yeah, eat the stick.
The bag.
And this Thanksgiving, eat the stick, everybody.
You earned it. This year's been hard.
The powder is interesting. The texture is interesting.
Yeah.
The flavor is just kind of too mild and boring.
It seems like I would like it because it's a very old candy. Like it's not a flavor. It's not like Berry Blast or whatever.
I mean, this is coming up on the 100th anniversary. Wait, no, this is 1935. What year is it? 1934, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 1934. It's 100 years. They keep the numbers the same though.
This stuff is going to be released next year.
I think at its best was when you opened it up and put that fresh lolly.
Yeah.
That is, if they
into your
should
mouth.
sell those like they sell the spoons with like tamarind on it.
Yes.
That would be good.
I'm going to give it a 0.75.
Okay.
Ooh, so was that mean or American mean?
That was just mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
Sign up to our Patreon. You'll hear Beto be American mean. I give this 4 Yosemite Sams, which is bad. So I think that for a British person, this is probably the bee's knees. For a British person, this is a real Thatcher of a candy.
For someone who doesn't like spice and flavor, you're going to love.
Yeah. For people who famously had bad food for most of their history. No, that was American mean.
Yeah, that was American mean.
I think that there's a big nostalgia factor for this. Like if you grew up as a kid eating this, I bet you'd like that. And I bet they would say the same thing about Fun Dip for us.
Yeah.
And they'd be wrong. But I think that the powder is pretty good. I do like the powder. There's a weird bitter aftertaste though.
Yes.
Maybe it's just because it's the lemon.
They say that about cocaine.
Greg.
When you overdo the powder, yeah.
Which one?
It wouldn't have made it through customs if it's cocaine. This is anthrax.
Usually we find these in envelopes and let them go, but I guess this will fly this time.
Ooh, I can dip something in this envelope.
I know you're not from America. Usually we put the address on this thing.
So I did like the powder, and that was the best part of it for me. But yeah, the stick sucks. It's, this is like what you get when you leave a doctor's office.
Yeah. I mean,
still see
at
a
least
pediatrician.
that's hard. This was
It
even
is.
hard.
Yeah. This was an old thing that you left that when you leave a pediatrician's office.
Yeah. It's a ghost pediatrician. You shouldn't be going there, but the rates are so good.
Yeah.
You came back and I gave you a dip dab?
Yeah. I've been trying to ward you off.
I clawed my way out of hell and all I got was a dip dab.
I have that shirt.
But it's a novelty, but honestly, I really was impressed with the dip. I thought that it could be used in so many better ways, but it's being held back here in, if we're going to take out the lowest common denominator of something, or the lowest score of something, which is the worst part, then it's just a packet of powder.
Yeah, packet of white powder.
So I give it a 1.5 only on the strength of the powder.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
Pretty generous of a notoriously not generous person.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah, I don't want to start a new revolutionary war between...
This really is like, are you scared of England?
I'm not afraid of them. I just think that one day they will reclaim what is rightfully theirs.
It should be pointed out you're wearing a Union Jack shirt, and we didn't point it out before, but now it's starting to seem really relevant.
Oh, we've recorded 40 episodes, and now you're going to point out my Union Jacks?
That we salute the Queen every time we begin as a warm-up? You're going to bring it up now?
We sing your national anthem and my national anthem. Yeah, I thought I think that this sherbet has potential. I think it can be a star, but this is not the proper vehicle for it.
Yeah.
I just want to jump on that. And yes, the powder is very interesting, and I'd like to see that type of powder with the Fun Dip flavoring.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because Fun Dip is a little more crystally.
Yeah,
because that's just pixie. I assume just pixie sticks.
One time, don't tell anybody. Okay, this is a secret between the three of us. I went to Tommy's.
Okay.
I got
real or fake Tommy's?
Real Tommy's.
Okay, good job.
Y apostrophe S.
A chain of chili dog places in Los Angeles.
Southern California.
Chili burgers.
Yeah, chili burgers. Yeah. And I bought a little thing, a pint, not a pint, like a half a pint of their chili.
Oh, okay.
And then I took it to an In-N-Out.
Dude, I've been wanting to do that for so long.
Pretty good. It's part of it's kind of overkill, but just like there's a moment where you're like, this is peak Southern California.
Yes.
I've done it. I've ascended into a greater being.
Oh my God, you live my dream.
We were doing joke impressions of how Americans react to things. This is the most American conversation I've ever heard. I got chili from one hamburger place.
And I took it to another place, not known for giving any chili.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we take a Fun Dip stick.
Okay.
Add it to a dip dab.
That's the thing, because we didn't talk about how much this costs because it was given as a gift, and that would be gauche. But you can buy these online, the equivalent of like $1 each.
Really?
Like they're pretty affordable.
Wow.
And that was the Barrett promise, that they make it affordable even for the
peasants
poorest,
like me.
the poorest people, Americans.
Yeah.
As they saw.
If Barrett heard my cost of living versus how much I make, he'd just give me a free one.
Yeah.
He'd be like, and he'd cry.
You know what? I can't give you a house, but I can give you a sherbet fountain, which is not what you think. It's not an actual fountain. But we should do that. That'll be our sugar showdown between Fun Dips, and we will mix and match and see what
I like this.
What the best version
I like this,
is.
guys.
Question, dip dab, only one flavor?
It seems to be. I didn't see varieties, which is kind of weird, right? That they only, and for lemon to be the only flavor.
That's why I pegged it as an old candy, because it's like, well, we got one flavor.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to experiment. They're trying to,
This was meant to be a cure for scurvy initially. Because when I kept seeing on the cover, it says sherbet dip with a tasty strawberry flavor lolly. So I kept thinking it was going to be strawberry flavored.
Yeah.
Oh,
lolly is strawberry.
What's is a lolly the dip or the dab?
You know, a lolly's a truck in Britain.
It's a lorry, you dummy.
I'm kidding around, okay? Sometimes I'm fake stupid.
It's hard to tell because I'm also stupid.
I'm also regular stupid.
So would you be excited to get this on Halloween, or as they might say?
Yeah, what do they say?
Samhain?
I don't.
Witch burning night? The night of the great
We did
British
that.
activity?
They didn't do that. We did that.
No,
Well,
Greg,
no,
trust
they-
me.
they did that.
that.
The British did that. I thought the French did it, and the Germans, and
Well, I mean, everyone did.
Pre-American Brits did
The
that.
British people
they?
burned so many more
Yeah.
witches than we ever did.
And they were still Brits when they came over here initially. And
I
burned
guess
them,
you're right. I
so-
guess that's
Yeah,
also
so
that
any
too.
crimes committed against anybody who might have been in America before
Yep.
white people got
Hands
here,
are clean.
those were British people.
Has a Jethro ever burned a witch alive? No.
No, Jethro would never do that.
He would never do that.
Burn other things like a cross, maybe. Yeah, no, they burned a lot of witches. But would you be excited to get this during a witch burning?
Yeah. Because a witch burning is full of poor people. So yeah, this is like witch burning food.
It's like the Paletta man who's ringing a little bell. Dip dab,
Dip,
dip
dab.
dab.
They dip the witch in this before they burn her.
That's how you can tell if she's a Christian woman or not.
If you dip, you are a witch. If you dab, you die.
You ascend to heaven.
You die an innocent soul.
Yeah, it would be. It's a fun thing to walk around dressed like a little devil while dipping a dab. But it's interstitial food. It's a candy that you eat in between.
This is not something you can eat on the go. That's too much. That's like eating soup on the go.
Don't pretend like you've never done.
I didn't eat soup on the go. I ate it at a bar.
Jazz club when you were not at a table.
Yeah, I was sitting. I had to eat it off my lap at a bar.
It was curry.
You ordered soup at a bar? Curry's okay.
We were at the bar.
Curry's not okay.
What is curry if not thicker soup?
It's the stew of soups.
It's the stainier of soup.
This isn't stew. The stew of soups.
Stew of soups.
Stew is a stew of soups.
They should have a candy called stew soup. Do you stew it or do you soup it? Anyways. You walk in between houses. Oh, lights off, but you're dipping your dab.
Yeah, like a bad boy.
Like a bad boy, because you don't want to eat your quality American.
You need both hands.
For what?
You can. Greg, tell me how you're going to dip and dab with one hand.
Watch.
I'm watching you, and it's
Watch. You stir like a witch in a cauldron.
You look doing it. You look like the old man in the wheelchair from Breaking Bad when you're doing that.
I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, you've never seen it.
Look at it. You stir it like a witch stirring a cauldron.
You're stirring it. How are you going to eat it?
Oh my God.
Why are you trying to tell me, Don Hector? Okay, this is never going to work.
He did it.
He
did it.
He did it, but try doing it with a sack full of candy, which we have here.
Yeah.
While you're walking. I don't know. That's not going to happen. Okay, so case in point. That's how would you?
I wouldn't say it would be great and graceful, but I could do it.
But if you had the pre-racked just the spoon with
yeah.
Would you be excited to get this during a witch burning?
I would, and I would use it as like a diversion candy. I'd be like, dip dab, and then all these stupid Americans wouldn't know what it is, and I'd be like, I'll trade you your fun dip.
So you want it as a bargaining chip. That's what you want.
But like what do they call it?
American capitalist.
What do they call it when you pretend to not know a game and then you take all their money?
Like a shark?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could shark them.
You could shark
Halloween
them with shark.
Yeah,
Halloween shark.
shark.
Which is also what I'm dressed as. I would be, because it's, when would you ever see this again?
Yeah.
And
if you go up to an old castle trick-or-treating, they're going to give you a dip dab.
Yeah.
If you make it
bring down the portico.
The drawbridge, yeah.
Yeah, the drawbridge. Yeah, I'd be excited, and it does taste good, but I wouldn't want more than one of these.
Yeah.
And I think I would prefer the tube thing, the fountain.
You're just bringing up this
being fed by a tube
siphon.
Much like Don
It goes
Hector.
into your nostrils, but you have to be laying down in a gurney for it to. It's the way they catch it. I realized when you were holding it up, shaking it, that it's the same as taco seasoning.
Oh my
It
God!
looks exactly it's even the same paper consistency.
paper,
It is
this baggie
exactly
that
like
it comes
taco
in.
seasoning.
Yeah,
Dang.
my favorite candy. Taco seasoning.
My favorite candy is adobo spice. Yeah. Oh, imagine dipping
a stick of strawberry into a taco seasoning,
or like a wet tortilla chip into taco
Oh
seasoning.
my God!
That sounds
Mexico.
great. Yeah.
Here we
Mexico,
go.
get on it.
New Mexico's favorite candy.
The home of packaged taco seasoning, Mexico. So now we're moving on to our pre-game plug before we have our game.
Steelers games, man. Wow. Football.
Anybody see those
Soccer.
Falcons? I don't know what sport they play, but it's a team.
That's a bird.
I looked up.
Look, it's a falcon. It's a bird. It's Superman.
Thank you.
That's
That's a sports team?
That's the Superman.
Superman.
So
The Ubermensch.
this is what we're going to plug one thing for each episode. So for this one, I'm going to say watch our candy autopsies on our YouTube channel. Just look up Candy is Dandy and you can watch videos with wacky zany narration
by your boy,
Do it.
Daniel.
You can see what his kitchen table looks like and be like, dude, you need to clean that.
No, it's only, you don't see the kitchen table anymore. Seems like somebody hasn't seen the updated ones. All you see is the cutting board that it's on and my fingers. One person commented, clean your fingernails.
I was going to ask.
Is it my dad?
I had done, he also said clean behind your ears. And he didn't even see my ears. Yeah. They're pretty dirty though. But the thing was, I have clean fingers, okay? Let's not let that rumor start spreading. Wow. What had happened was I had previously filmed a chocolate one and then filmed another one, so there was still chocolate from that one on my fingers.
Okay.
Poop finger.
And you can't... there's a paper that you're supposed to use, right? It's not direct hand.
I mean, I do it on the paper, and then I wipe
the paper once it's dirty against my butt and hands.
Yeah, but now I try to do it the less messy ones first, and then I just make a mess of myself. And I say, Melissa, come wash me. I need my sponge bath. Danny made a boom boom.
Oh, America.
Yeah, we did it again.
Only in America. Okay, so now it's time for a game.
Okay.
So we are once again dipping back into the dab that is my sister's first grade class.
Yeah.
My favorite game.
So we are going to play where they describe a candy and we try to guess what it is.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Can anyone think of a good name for this? I don't know if we've ever had a good name for it before. While I get this set up.
Kids say...
we've already done plenty of those for the other game that the kids made.
Kids say the most confusing things. We don't know as much as kids.
There it is.
Are you
D2?
Instead of asking, it'll be, you are less creative than a child.
Yeah. You do not have the youthful, imaginative mind of a child. Yeah. Or do you?
Couldn't get away from the question.
It's a really long title, but I think people will stick around.
We'll find an acronym that works. Yeah.
And it's got to have that pause.
Yeah.
Or do you?
Just saying the title of this show takes up about 3 of the 22 minutes of the show, but it's worth it. Okay, so we have our first description here. Let's see if we can get this. So the candy being described by a first grader is brown caramel
fingernails.
Daniel's dirty ass fingernails. Brown caramel in it. Also, Daniel's dirty ass fingernails has nuts.
Okay.
Brown caramel in it has nuts. I'm going to say that this is a Snickers.
I'm also going to say it's a Snickers.
I was like Rolo, then the nuts came in.
Yeah. Does a kid know what a Rolo is?
Does anyone? I mean, I don't see them anymore.
Does anybody really know what Rolo is?
I just don't see them anymore, and I'm sad about that.
I feel like I've only had a few Rolos in my life. It was just not a candy that I'm like, it looked like an adult's candy.
I've only had a few, but I think they were really good.
They're
that
great.
I did have.
Yeah. If you're just gooey caramel guy, boom.
If you really need something to get your fingers dirty before you make a video that the whole world's going to see, go for the Rolo.
Go Rolo. It's weird that you had an autopsy for Rolo. We haven't done Rolos yet. But
I didn't do an autopsy of Rolos. It's just an example.
I just ate a bunch of them.
I had my fingers in the toilet bowl. So, okay, the answer to this one is a Snickers.
Oh, good job.
Did we also? You said Snickers, right?
Yeah. We didn't write anything down.
No, I'm just keeping score.
Yeah. Just tell me what the answer is, then I'll say that.
So you already won. Got it.
I mean, I start with 5, and then I also looked at the answers, so I get 5 more. Okay, so description number 2. Has chocolate and caramel.
Okay.
Brown and yellow on wrapper. Dip dab.
Dip dab.
Oh, that's not right.
Dip dab.
Has chocolate and caramel, brown and yellow on wrapper.
Well, gold
Twix
is Rolo.
Gold and yellow on wrapper.
Twix. But they didn't say anything about that cookie.
They don't have gold and yellow on a Twix wrapper. It's shiny, as I said, shiny brown and red.
Oh, right. You're right. Wait, what are the colors?
Yellow. Has chocolate and caramel, brown and yellow on wrapper.
Brown and yellow.
I can't think of I'm going to say caramel M&Ms because that's all I can think of.
The only thing yellow that pops in my mind is Butterfinger or that's Mr. Grand, or what is it called?
Mr. Goodbar.
Mr. Goodbar. There it is.
They call me Mr. Goodbar. I'm going with caramel peanut M&Ms. I don't even caramel M&Ms. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Can you read it one more time for me? I'm sorry.
Has chocolate and caramel, brown and yellow on wrapper.
Think like a kid, Greg. The first one was a psych out because it was logical.
Yeah, this is the one that's going to be.
They play mind games.
Yeah,
my sister teaches them mind games and how to manipulate adults.
Yeah, she runs one of those like school for Dickensian orphans.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say straight up. Peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
But there's no caramel in that. Or maybe they're confused. I mean, they are children. American children. American children.
American children. Like American woman. I'm going to say Twix. I'm going to stick with Twix.
All right. I don't think any of
If it's Rolos, I'm going to leave.
I'm going to leave and buy some Rolos.
Okay, it's Twix. But that is not right. That's not right. There is not brown and yellow.
You have to break logic, bro. You got to break logic.
I'm eating them halfway.
Yeah.
Okay, so then anything could be anything if that's the game we're
Yeah,
playing.
that's the game we're playing.
That should be the name of the game.
Anything could be
is
anything.
Anything could be anything.
All right, that is wrong.
No,
They're
no,
wrong
no.
on
Me and the
that
kid.
one.
Kid, I owe you some Twix. Thanks for the point.
Description 3, gummy, kids inside,
Oh, come on.
The oven. Hansel and Gretel's oven.
looks like a watermelon. Yeah, gummy Hansel and Gretel oven.
I'm going to say Sour Patch
Yeah.
watermelon.
Didn't we do this?
I feel like they often describe Sour Patch
Okay.
Kids.
Yeah, which is the coolest.
It's
kid
Sour
candy.
Patch Kids watermelon.
But kids inside.
That's the Sour Patch Kids.
Is it like do they sell gummy fetuses?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the gummies are pregnant.
Gummy kids inside.
That's where stem cells come from.
Gummy kids inside looks like a watermelon.
I think Kids inside the title.
Daniel's having a hard time turning off his adult brain.
Yeah, his
I
brain
guess.
is. It's just.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't usually like to say things about you, but you're just so logical. You can't step back.
I'm sorry. I'm highly intelligent. So
Oh yeah,
true.
that's what the word is.
game's
Yeah.
really hard for me because I went to at least second grade.
You're like the dad in a kid's movie. He's like, he forgot how to have fun. Please, Daddy, come down the slide. No, I must do my accounting homework.
There you are, Peter. That's from Hook.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to say watermelon.
Oh, you can say something different.
Yeah.
Dan. You don't
Okay,
have
then
to,
I'm going to say one of those Kinder eggs. That's the only thing
You really turned it off.
as only an adult would think.
Yeah, keep a shred of it.
So it's gummy bears.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, they look like kids.
Sure.
They look like cubs.
But I think the bears have a little bit of a tummy, and I think maybe the kid.
Yeah.
Wait, they look like watermelon.
Watermelon.
Maybe one's watermelon flavored.
I opened the wrong answer.
Near the caca.
I
he
opened
turned it
the
all
wrong
the way
answer.
up.
Yeah.
It is watermelon Sour Patch.
Okay.
So since I opened up gummy bears, let's try to pick one word that might be in the description of
Okay.
gummy
All
bears
right.
that a kid would pick. So you both got a point.
Colorful.
Teddy.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Gummy
colorful.
bears. I'm going to say colorful, Teddy. I'm going to
This is
say
a mind meld?
gummy.
Okay,
Colorful Teddy gummy. I can't believe I opened the wrong one.
I can.
No sugar on it, no salt, can be any color it wants. I
Wow.
think Greg gets a point.
Wow.
That would have been a really good clue, though.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that would. What?
Especially the no salt.
No salt.
Yeah.
I mean, this
What
is all
do you-
true.
Yeah, what do you guess with that?
Yeah. You're right. Those are all true.
Can be any color
What's
it
the name of
wants.
this game again? Anything is everything.
Yeah, everything is.
Anything, everything, all at once is what this game is called. Okay, so let me make sure I've got this right. Okay, final description.
Okay.
And Greg, nobody has a chance of catching you at this point, but still.
I'll play along just to be nice to you
In a
guys.
bag, if you get it wrong, you do lose 4
Oh,
points.
yeah, I like that rule.
It's in a bag,
Okay.
little things inside it, rainbow color.
Nerd gummy clusters. Oh,
I was thinking Skittles also. In a bag, little things inside. I'm going to say Skittles Littles.
I'm just going to say nerds.
Okay.
It's not in a bag, it's in a box, but you know what?
Nerds clusters come in a bag, so
Yeah.
maybe it's a cluster.
I still think Skittles Littles.
Okay.
It is Skittles. Yeah, just Skittles. So
Skittles
Greg,
Bigs.
you got every single one right.
No way.
Well, I don't want to embarrass you guys, but I started the first grade again recently, so I've been learning a lot of things.
Greg is officially hooked on phonics. Yeah, Greg. Wow,
destroyed.
I don't think anybody's ever done that well in a game, and I don't know if you should be proud of that because you're guessing accurately how a first grader
Yeah,
describes
well,
candy.
you know, I'm childlike. People say that I'm a little stinker.
You're ready for kids.
Yeah, I did hang around with a bunch of kids today, so maybe they helped out.
Well, that's our dip dab episode.
Dip dab, dip dab.
We dipped, we dabbed, we conquered.
It was the dip of times. It was the dab of times. The most impressive thing here is how well you did on that game,
Yeah.
Greg. That was pretty good.
This is the actually.
Yeah, actually, Greg.
Actually,
That was
really
good
good.
showing, Greg.
Wow. Thank you. I'd like to thank your sister's first grade class
Yeah.
for helping me through dark times. I needed a win, and
Yeah, Greg needed this.
yeah.
I rigged the game so that Greg got it.
Oh, that's so kind
That whole
of you.
that whole mix up of the answer and
Oh,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I would never be so stupid.
No, of course not.
That would never happen to someone so logical.
Who knows numbers as well as I do? Daniel, 4 comes after 3. So yeah, if you can find a dip dab, but
Yes.
I don't know where you could find a dip dab if not online. They do sell them on Amazon, like a pack of 10 or something.
Too
but
many.
I would never. I would no. I mean, you can make your own little compressed tablets. Like I want that.
Oh yeah. You could siphon them or reverse siphon them.
Toss out the dip or dab, which is the stick. You can. I recommend trying it.
Yeah, try it.
I think it's interesting enough. So
you'll need it when we have to mix it with the dip.
So buy it now and get ready.
Yeah.
So enjoy the beginning of November. Things are a little less spooky.
Yeah.
The jack-o'-lanterns' faces have gone away, and now it's just pumpkin season.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in a couple weeks for another edition of Candy is Dandy.
Oh no! Oh no! They bought it. They bought Candy is Dandy Industries.
We're no longer an LLC. We're a nonprofit. Well, I mean, we've been a nonprofit. Right?
We will continue to be.
We're not by our choice. We've been a nonprofit. Am I right? Oh my God, we're still recording.
We're a special offshoot of nonprofit. We're unprofit.
We're something of a money pit. Is the legal classification of this.
Well, an MP.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.